Go.
All right, this one's for patch hardware. Just a little tiny patches up here. Got a few standard 2 3/4 offsets. A big complaint on these is they make a loud popping noise. Obviously this one doesn't. And it always pops when it goes in and out of hold open. It'll pop like right there, it'll pop right there. So this is the setup we have on the top of this one. It goes this way. So the problem is the spindles, you have, on these doors you have to have a long spindle closer, because if it doesn't go all the way in, it'll physically work loose and eat away at this. And when you pull the cap off, you can immediately see it just on the cap side, but the spindle snaps inside there and pops really, really loud. So there's the setup for the top of this one. And this one is the bottom setup for this one like this, where it just slips over a pin. Just on the bottom, just like that. And then another common issue with these is the doors settle, because it's just a little tiny clamping area. There's 3 screws on these. Say it's sitting up there like this. There's 3 screws that you can crack loose, and this will physically slide about 1/4 inch around in any direction to get them to move and adjust. But I wouldn't do that without a second person in case something slips. Like this one here, it's full glass exposed on the bottom. It's super, super easy to chip them, and then make sure everything is really tight when you leave. And then this is a different setup for like a Dorma, a bottom pivot. It's super common that these people squirt lube in here, and then the bearing physically seizes up when it gets dirt in it, and it starts to wear one side of it into the bottom of the door. We stock the standard one in our trucks, but if you don't have one, you can flip this around backwards and temporarily make the door better until we can get one for them. And then whatever other hardware bottom pivot you need. And then there's another setup for patch hardware that CRL released probably 10 years ago. They only had it out for about 2 months. You can still get replacement parts for them, but they don't install them on their doors anymore. It's 2 10mm screws with a pin and Allen wrenches that you can physically adjust the door, and these always come loose. So if you see anything like this, replace it with a normal one. It's a direct replacement. And then for adjusting this style, which is the same as this right here, this is the insert that you would replace if it gets worn out like this one. They should stock these in the trucks as well. To adjust these, when you buy them, they come with little shim packs. Do I have one loose? No. They would. So depending on which way the door is sitting off-centered when you install, say, a new closer or new hardware, these shims are designed to slip, and I don't like doing them on this side because they can fall down the glass. So I always try to do them on the side where, whatever side is more secure. They're designed to slip directly in those spots to physically twist this piece inside that opening when you tighten everything back down. And I mean, 2 shims like that makes 1/4 inch difference at the end of the door. And then on these as well, the only other differences I've seen to pop the covers off, you got spring loaded, and then sometimes it's a really, really tiny Allen wrench that you gotta thread it in to get off.